and don't be selfish about it. Don't be harmed by it. Don't take it personally. Don't take it as something that's against you because God has shown favor to someone else, or your family members have shown favor to someone else. If that's what he wants to do, he can do that. That doesn't mean he loves you any less, or a family member loves you any less. And don't think of yourself as deserving more worth than what God assigns to us. It doesn't mean you're worthless. It doesn't mean that they're more important than you. It may mean they have a different role than you. And that might be a good thing. So this is a good time for us to stop and say, is there any of that in your life or my life? And I did have to face some of that. So it's important as we read the Bible that we apply it to our life and we ask God, what can he show us that is new? What can he show us that we've missed before about our own lives? And how can we live better for him? And will he forgive us if there's some sin involved? Okay, so now Joseph starts having dreams. Dream 1 is about some tied up bundles of grain, and his bundle of grain and his brother's bundles of grain are there, and their bundles bow down to his. Then he has a second dream. Well, first of all, he goes to his brother and he says, and he tells them about it. And they said, so you think you're going to be our king? You think you're better than us? And so they hated it even more. He is not helping the situation. I'm like, Joseph, I don't know that I would have told them that. Has another dream. This is where the sun, moon, and 11 stars bowed low before me. And he told them about this dream again. And he also told his father about it this time. And his father even scolded him. And he said, will your mother and I and your brothers actually come and bow down to the ground before you? They didn't. And while the brothers were jealous of Joseph, the father is not so much jealous because, I mean, why he has no reason to be jealous, but he is wondering, what does this dream mean? And so soon after that, Joseph's brothers went out to pasture the flocks at Shechem. When they had been gone for some time, Jacob said to Joseph, your brothers are pasturing their sheep, and I will get ready and I will send you to them. So he says, I'm ready to go. And he says, go see how they're getting along and bring me a report. Another setup, just asking for it. Just, go tell on them. It's just, but it's the story. I'm not saying it's right, it's the story. Okay, so another man in town sees him going. He says, what are you looking for? And he says, my brothers. He goes, your brothers went to Dothan. So Joseph went to Dothan and found them. And they saw him coming along the way, and they started to connive to kill him. And they said, let's throw him in the cisterns, and we can tell our father that a wild animal is eating him. And Reuben, it says, came to his rescue. Kind of a rescue, in my opinion. But it's the word of God, so it's the truth. It says that he came to the rescue. He says, let's not kill him. Why should we shed any blood? Let's just throw him in the empty cistern here in the wilderness, and he'll die there without us laying a single hand on him. Like we won't have blood on our hands. We can honestly say we didn't kill him. Reuben was sounding very selfish still. Didn't want to be guilty. But it tells us in the next line, so you're real clear what the actual intention of Reuben is that he is rescuing him, that he is good. To a point. He still should have stood up to them. But if he had, they may have killed him. So maybe that was why. Reuben was secretly planning to rescue Joseph and return him to his father. That is in verse 22. So when Joseph arrived, his brothers ripped his beautiful robe that he was wearing. There was no water in the cistern, but they threw him in it. And they were sitting down to eat. And a caravan of camels comes by with a group of Ishmaelite traders. And they're taking a load of gum, balm, and aromatic resin to Gilead down to Egypt. And, they're going to go sell stuff. And Judah, not Reuben this time, but Judah, he cleans up his act a little bit here. And he says, you know what? What will we gain by killing our brother? We'd have to cover up the crime. Instead of hurting him, let's sell him. Just like, again, why did he go that way? Why didn't he just come against his brothers if he was so good? Maybe it was because they would have killed him, And maybe it's because he did still have some remnant of hate or jealousy, so I don't know why. I don't know the answer. He and Reuben both kind of did good, but not all the way. So let's sell them to those Ishmaelite traders. So they did, and they were Midianite traders, and they sold them for 20 pieces of silver, and the traders took them to Egypt with all their other stuff that they were going to sell. Sometime later, by the way, the Bible goes to the trouble to tell us that Reuben did return to get his brother out of the cistern, and when he discovered that he was gone, he tore his clothes in grief, because he says he was lamenting. He was very upset. He went back to his brother.